Have you ever felt the sharp, cold sting of being unseen? The silent void where you expected a hand to reach out? The closed door where you anticipated an invitation? Rejection, the word itself carries a weight, a finality that can crumble the foundations of our confidence. It can feel like a verdict on our worth, a judgment delivered by the world that declares us insufficient. We are taught to fear it, to avoid it at all costs, to see it as the end of a path. But what if this understanding is fundamentally flawed? What if rejection is not a verdict, but a redirection? Not a wall, but a doorway to a different, more formidable version of yourself? The ancient Stoics, masters of the human psyche, who walked the colonnades of Rome and Athens, understood a profound truth. The world outside of us is beyond our command, but the world within us is ours to rule. Events themselves are neutral. It is our interpretation, our judgment of them, that gives them the power to uplift or destroy us. A dismissal from a job, an unreturned call from a lover, the quiet exclusion from a circle of friends, these are merely external happenings. The pain, the anger, the gnawing self-doubt, that is a story we tell ourselves in response. And the most powerful secret, the one that can transform you from a victim of circumstance into the architect of your destiny, is that you have the power to change that story. This is the art of Stoic reverse psychology. It is not a game of manipulation aimed at others, but a profound strategy of self-mastery. It is about turning the very force that was meant to diminish you into the fuel for your most significant growth. The journey begins not with a roar, but with a strategic and profound silence. When the blow of rejection lands, our primal instinct is to react. We want to plead our case, to demand an explanation, to lash out in anger, or to crumble in a display of our hurt. We want to show them the wound they've inflicted, hoping for pity, for reconsideration, for any response at all. The Stoic, however, understands that this immediate emotional reaction is a surrender of power. It is an admission that the other person's actions control your emotional state. Instead, you must cultivate the Stoic pause. In that silent space between the event and your response, you reclaim your sovereignty. You do not ignore the feeling, you acknowledge the sting. You observe it as you would a passing cloud, but you refuse to let it command your actions. You choose to ignore them. Not as a petty act of giving them the silent treatment, but as a powerful conservation of your most precious resource, your energy. To chase after someone who has walked away, to beg for the attention of someone who has chosen to look elsewhere, is to pour your life force into a barren desert. By redirecting that focus inward, you are making a declaration. My peace is more valuable than your opinion. My path is more important than your approval. You hold up a mirror to their indifference, not a magnifying glass to your own pain. In their silence, you find your own strength. This is where the true alchemy begins. Rejection, in its stark honesty, often illuminates a perceived weakness or a gap in our own arsenal. Someone deemed you not skilled enough for the promotion, not interesting enough for the conversation, not worthy enough for their affection. A lesser spirit would internalize this as a final judgment. The aspiring Stoic sees it as a blueprint. You were overlooked? Then it is time to become so competent, so skilled, so utterly excellent that you become impossible to ignore, not for their sake, but for your own. That rejection is not a mark of your failure. It is the starting pistol for your race towards self-improvement. Channel the frustration, the hurt, the burn of that moment, and pour it into the forge of your own development. Let it be the fire that hardens your resolve. Work longer, Study harder, train with more intensity, read the books you've been putting off, master the craft you've only dabbled in. Sculpt your body into a testament of discipline and your mind into a fortress of knowledge. Your motivation is no longer the fleeting desire for their approval, but the enduring quest for your own excellence. You are not performing for an audience. You are building a monument to your own potential. And in this silent, relentless pursuit, something magical happens. The original source of the pain, the person or institution that rejected you, begins to fade into irrelevance. Their opinion becomes a distant echo, drowned out by the thunderous sound of your own progress. This internal construction must be matched by an external one. You must consciously build a life so vibrant and fulfilling that the absence of one person or one opportunity becomes insignificant. This is where you deliberately go out and have fun. This is not frivolous escapism. It is a strategic maneuver in the campaign for your own well-being. When we are rejected, our world can feel like it's shrinking. The antidote is to expand it. Explore new hobbies, travel to places you've never seen, connect with friends who uplift you, and throw yourself into experiences that bring you unadulterated joy. These actions serve a dual purpose. They fill your life with positive emotional anchors, creating new narratives that overwrite the painful one of rejection. They also build your social value in the most authentic way possible. A person who is engaged, passionate, and living a full life is inherently magnetic. You are not climbing a social ladder to impress those who dismissed you. You are building your own brand staircase of self-development, one that leads to vistas they can only dream of. Your value is not diminished by their oversight. It is amplified by your response to it. There will be moments where interaction is unavoidable. This is where you practice the art of being kind but emotionally distant. Offer a polite greeting, a professional courtesy, but keep your inner world fortified. This is not about being cold or building walls. It is about drawing lines. You can be gracious without being vulnerable to further hurt. Your kindness is a reflection of your own character, not a transaction intended to win them back. You understand that you can control your actions, your politeness, your professionalism, but you cannot control their response. This acceptance is the very core of Stoic peace. By maintaining this dignified distance, you communicate with quiet power that their actions no longer have a hold on your emotional equilibrium. The ultimate expression of this philosophy is to act as if they don't exist. This is not about a conscious, effortful act of ignoring, which still places them at the center of your attention. It is the natural outcome of having so profoundly invested in your own life that they genuinely no longer occupy your mental landscape. You have filled your mind, your time, and your heart with your own purpose, your own passions, and your own tribe of people who see and celebrate you. Their presence or absence becomes as significant as a single drop of rain in a storm. It simply doesn't register. Throughout this entire process, you must guard your struggle. Do not reveal the battle you are waging inside. The world does not need to see your sweat and tears in the forge. Let them only see the sharpened, resilient blade that emerges. Revealing your struggle is a plea for sympathy, a subtle form of begging for the very attention you have resolved to live without. Your strength is demonstrated not by complaining about the weight you are lifting, but by simply lifting it. Your composure is your armor. By not revealing your struggle, you embody the Stoic ideal of serenity in the face of adversity. It is a testament to your strength and self-respect, a demonstration that you are grounded in your character, unswayed by the shifting winds of external circumstances. Ultimately, This Stoic path transforms rejection from a source of pain into your greatest ally. Each closed door forces you to find new, often better hallways. Each no sharpens your focus on your own unwavering yes to personal growth. You learn that the only validation that truly matters is the one you bestow upon yourself, earned through discipline, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of your best self. The rejection was not the end of your story. It was merely the plot twist that allowed the true hero, stronger, wiser, and utterly unbreakable, to finally emerge.